The stars looked different from the bridge of the UES Defiant. Captain Alexandra Wood stood with her hands clasped behind her back, watching the unfamiliar patterns of light through the massive view screen. After centuries of looking up at the stars and wondering, humanity had finally crossed the gap between solar systems. "Captain, we're approaching the coordinates for the meeting," said Lieutenant Nathan Bell from his station. His fingers moved quickly over the glowing control panel. Alex nodded. "Thank you, Lieutenant. Is everyone ready for our first diplomatic contact?" The bridge crew exchanged nervous glances. They had trained for this moment for years, but simulation was one thing. Real first contact with an advanced alien civilization was something else entirely. "As ready as we'll ever be," said Executive Officer Alan Carter. He stood tall beside the captain's chair, his uniform perfectly pressed. "The Xeraxian Collective has been observing our communications for the past 5 months. They know we're coming." Science Officer Olivia Grant spoke up from her station. "I've analyzed all the data they've sent us. Their technology is at least 300 years ahead of ours, maybe more." She brushed a strand of blonde hair from her face. "Their ships don't just have faster-than-light drives like ours. They bend space itself. That's why we're here to learn and establish friendly relations," Alex said firmly. "Earth needs allies in this galaxy, not enemies." The Defiant slowed as it entered the designated meeting area. It was a stretch of empty space near the border of what the Xeraxians claimed as their territory. The ship's engines hummed quietly as they came to a full stop. "We're at the coordinates," Navigation Officer Kevin Martinez reported. "No sign of the Xeraxians yet. They didn't have to wait long." A flash of purple light tore through space in front of them, and suddenly 3 massive ships appeared. They were smooth and silver, shaped like arrowheads with no visible engines or weapons. They made the Defiant look like a child's toy by comparison. "They're hailing us," Lieutenant Bell said, his voice tight. "Audio and visual." "On screen," ordered Alex, straightening her uniform jacket. The view screen flickered and the bridge crew got their first look at a real alien. The Xeraxian was tall and slender, with blue-gray skin that seemed to shimmer. It had 4 arms, a long neck, and large eyes that were completely black. When it spoke, its thin mouth barely moved, but the words came through clearly in English. "I am Diplomatic Overseer Vex of the Xeraxian Collective. We have been monitoring your approach since you activated your primitive faster-than-light drive." Captain Woods stepped forward. "I am Captain Alexandra Woods of the United Earth Alliance. We come in peace and friendship, hoping to establish diplomatic relations with the Xeraxian Collective." The alien tilted its head slightly. "Yes, we received your transmission. The High Council was curious about your species. We have not had contact with new spacefaring races in some time. We're honored to meet with you," Alex said. "We've prepared information about Earth and humanity to share with you, and we hope to learn about your people as well." The Xeraxian's face was difficult to read, but something in its posture changed. "We have already collected sufficient data about your species. Your broadcasts have been quite informative." Olivia Grant stepped forward. "You've been watching our broadcasts? For how long?" "Your species has been under observation for approximately 300 of your years," Vex replied casually. "Since your early radio transmissions, we find developing species interesting to study." Alex felt a chill run down her spine. 300 years of observation without contact? Then you must know we come with peaceful intentions. "We know many things about humans," Vex said. The camera view widened to show 2 more Xeraxians standing behind him. They were examining holographic displays showing images of Earth. "Your short evolutionary history, your constant conflicts, your fragile biology." One of the other Xeraxians spoke in a higher-pitched voice. "They require constant sustenance and rest cycles. Their lifespans are barely a century, and their thought patterns are chaotic and emotion-driven." Alex straightened her back. "We may be younger than your species, but humanity has made remarkable progress in a short time. We're quick learners and adaptable." This produced a sound from the Xeraxians that the translator identified as laughter. "Yes, we've observed your adaptability," Vex said. It's an interesting survival mechanism for a species with so many physical limitations. Security Chief Patricia Howard muttered under her breath. Are they insulting us? The Xeraxian continued. The High Council has reviewed your request for diplomatic relations and cultural exchange. After consideration, we have determined that your species is not yet developed enough for meaningful interaction with the collective. Alex stepped forward. Not developed enough? With respect, shouldn't that be for both our peoples to determine? Through actual dialogue? The Xeraxian collective has existed for over 50,000 years, Vex replied. We have seen many young species come and go. Some mature into worthy galactic citizens. Others do not. So you're just dismissing us without giving us a chance? Alex asked, struggling to keep her voice diplomatic. We are saving both our people's time, said Vex. Return to your solar system, humans. Perhaps in another 500 years you will have advanced enough for reconsideration. The bridge crew exchanged shocked glances. This was not how they had expected first contact to go. Overseer Vex, Alex tried again. We've traveled a long way for this meeting. Surely we can at least establish basic diplomatic channels for future communications. The third Xeraxian stepped forward and spoke for the first time. Your technology is simplistic. Your understanding of cosmic principles is juvenile. Your governance systems are chaotic. What could you possibly offer the collective? Before Alex could answer, Vex raised a hand. This meeting is concluded. Return to your borders, humans. Do not attempt to enter collective space. We will resume observation of your development from a distance. The communication cut off abruptly, leaving the bridge in stunned silence. Well, said Alan Carter finally. That could have gone better. Alex turned to her crew, her face flushed, with anger and embarrassment. They treated us like children, worse than children. They've been watching us for centuries, Olivia said quietly. All this time they were out there judging us. Lieutenant Bell, Alex said, prepare a message to Earth Command. They need to know the diplomatic mission was unsuccessful. Yes, Captain, Nathan replied, already working on his console. Navigation, plot a course back to Earth, Alex ordered. The excitement of first contact had turned to bitter disappointment. Captain, Nathan suddenly called out. I'm picking up a strange transmission. It's not coming from the Xeraxian ships. What kind of transmission? Alex asked. Nathan's hands flew over his console. It's encrypted, but I think it's a distress signal coming from deep within Xeraxian space. Can you decode it? Alex moved to stand behind him. Working on it, Nathan said. After a moment, his eyes widened. Captain, it's definitely a distress call. Not Xeraxian, but from someone inside their territory. Alex looked out at the Xeraxian ships, which were already moving away, then back at her crew. Someone needs help in there. Our orders are to return to Earth if diplomatic efforts fail, Alan reminded her. And the Xeraxians just told us to stay out of their space, added Samantha Reyes from the weapons station. Alex stared at the distress signal blinking on Nathan's screen. Plot the source of that signal, Lieutenant. We need to make a decision. Alex stared at the view screen where the distress signal blinked steadily. The Xeraxian ships had disappeared into the distance, leaving the UES Defiant alone at the border of their space. Captain, we should contact Earth Command before we do anything, Executive Officer Alan Carter said. He stood rigidly beside her chair, clearly uncomfortable. Entering Xeraxian space after being explicitly told not to could be considered an act of war. We can't just ignore a distress call. Weapons. Specialist Samantha Reyes argued from her station. Her dark eyes flashed with determination. What if there are people dying in there? Alex walked slowly around the bridge, feeling the weight of the decision. Lieutenant Bell, have you made any progress decoding the message? Nathan's fingers moved quickly over his console. It's definitely not Xeraxian. The language structure is completely different. But I'm picking up universal distress patterns. Whoever they are, they're in serious trouble. Science Officer Grant, what can you tell us about what's ahead? Alex asked. Olivia studied her screens carefully. Based on the star charts the Xeraxians shared before they decided we weren't worthy, the The signal is coming from a small solar system about 3 light-years inside their border. It's not marked as a major Xyraxian outpost, so we might be able to slip in, check it out, and leave without being detected, Alex wondered aloud. The Xyraxians clearly have sensor technology far beyond ours, Alan reminded everyone. They'll know the moment we cross their border. Alex sat down in her captain's chair and took a deep breath. I need everyone's opinion. Navigation Officer Martinez? Kevin looked up from his station. I can plot a course that keeps us away from any known Xyraxian outposts, Captain. But Commander Carter is right, they'll probably spot us anyway. Dr. Kelly? Alex turned to the ship's medical officer. Laura Kelly had been quiet until now. If there are people in danger, we have a moral obligation to help them. That's why we're out here, isn't it? Not just to make friends with the powerful. Security. Chief Howard? Patricia crossed her arms. I don't trust the Xyraxians. They've been watching us for centuries without saying hello. That's creepy. Maybe this distress call is from someone they're hurting. One by one, the bridge crew gave their thoughts. They were split almost evenly between caution and action. In the end, it came down to Alex's decision. Lieutenant Bell, send a message to Earth Command explaining the situation, she finally said. Tell them we've detected a distress signal and are investigating. We'll update them as soon as we know more. That's not exactly asking permission, Captain, Alan noted quietly. Alex met his eyes. By the time we receive their response, people could be dead. Sometimes we have to trust our judgment. That's why they gave us this ship. She turned to the navigation station. Mr. Martinez, plot a course to the source of that signal. Best speed, but keep us away from any known Xyraxian settlements. Yes, Captain, Kevin replied, already programming the course. Yellow alert, Alex ordered. All stations on standby. I want us ready to jump to FTL the moment we need to leave. The Defiant's engines hummed to life as the ship turned toward Xyraxian space. Alex watched the border markers on the view screen as they crossed the invisible line. There was no turning back now. We're in Xyraxian territory, Kevin announced. ETA to the distress signal source, 40 minutes at current speed. The bridge was tense as the Defiant traveled deeper into forbidden space. Every crew member kept expecting Xyraxian ships to appear at any moment, but the journey remained quiet. This is strange, Olivia said after 30 minutes had passed. According to what little data we have, we should have encountered at least one Xyraxian patrol by now. Maybe they don't patrol this area often, suggested Samantha. Or maybe they're letting us go deeper before they catch us, Alan said grimly. We're approaching the source of the signal, Kevin announced. It's coming from the third planet in this system, small rocky world with a thin atmosphere. On screen, Alex ordered. The view screen showed a dusty orange planet with patches of dark blue that might have been shallow seas. Orbiting the planet was a damaged ship, not sleek and silver like the Xyraxian vessels, but bulky and practical looking. That's not a Xyraxian design, Olivia said, studying her readings. The energy signature is completely different. The distress signal is definitely coming from that ship, Nathan confirmed, and I'm starting to make sense of their language. It's a basic emergency call. Their engines are damaged and life support is failing. Alex stood up. Scan for life. Signs. Olivia worked her console. I'm reading approximately 20 life forms aboard. Not human, not Xyraxian either. Their life signs are weaker than they should be. They're running out of time, Dr. Kelly said urgently. Hail them, Alex ordered. Nathan opened a channel. This is Lieutenant Nathan Bell of the Earthship Defiant. We've received your distress call and are here to help. For a long moment, there was no response. Then the view screen flickered and they saw the inside of a dimly lit ship. The alien that appeared had pale yellow skin and large, concerned eyes. It was shorter than a human with 4-fingered hands and a ridge along its forehead. You, not Xyraxian? The alien asked hesitantly in broken English. No. Alex stepped forward. We're humans from Earth. We heard your distress call and came to help. The alien's eyes widened. Humans cross border, dangerous. Xyraxians forbid. We know, Alex said. But you needed help. What happened to your ship? Engine failure. We Peltons, trade ship. Need repair or die soon? The alien's voice was weak but grateful. Alex turned to her crew. Chief Engineer Parker, prepare to board their vessel and assess damage. Dr. Kelly, get a medical team ready. Captain, Alan said quietly, helping them will take time. The longer we stay here. I know the risks, Commander, Alex replied firmly, but we're not leaving them to die. The Pelton on screen seemed confused. Why humans help? Not no Peltons. Alex looked back at the screen. Where we come from, when someone calls for help, you help them. It doesn't matter who they are. The alien made a gesture they couldn't interpret. Zeraxians say humans primitive, emotional, illogical. Alex smiled slightly. Maybe so. But we're here, and they're not. As the Defiant moved alongside the damaged Pelton vessel, Daniel Parker prepared his engineering team for boarding, and Dr. Kelly gathered medical supplies. Captain, Nathan called out suddenly, I'm detecting a transmission, very faint, but it's definitely Zeraxian. The bridge grew silent. Is it directed at us? Alex asked. No. Nathan listened carefully. It appears to be a standard patrol report. There's a Zeraxian ship in this system, on the other side of the planet. They haven't seen us yet, Olivia added, checking her sensors. The planet is masking our presence for now. Alex's mind raced. They needed to help the Peltons, but a confrontation with the Zeraxians could end badly for everyone. We have very little time, she announced to her crew. Let's make it count. Engineering and medical teams transport over immediately. Find out what these people need and work fast. The rest of us will keep watch for that patrol. As the away teams prepared to board the alien vessel, Alex couldn't help but wonder what they had gotten themselves into. Had they just risked an interstellar incident to save 20 strangers, or was this the beginning of something much bigger? Chief Engineer Daniel Parker stepped onto the Pelton ship and immediately wrinkled his nose. The air was thin and smelled like burned metal. The Pelton crew watched him and his team with large, nervous eyes. Their life support is barely working, Daniel said into his communicator. We have maybe 4 hours before it fails completely. On the Defiance bridge, Captain Alex Woods listened to the reports coming in. Understood. Do what you can to get their engines running. We need to get them out of here before that Zeraxian patrol finds us. Dr. Laura Kelly's voice came through next. Captain, these people are in rough shape. They've been breathing bad air for days. Some have burns from when their engine exploded. Help them as best you can, Alex ordered, but be ready to pull out fast if we need to. Meanwhile, the Pelton captain had been brought to the Defiance conference room. He was shorter than most humans, with yellow skin that looked almost papery. He introduced himself as Trill. Thank you for saving us, Trill said. He spoke slowly, but his English was better than they expected. Not many would risk making the Zeraxians angry. Why are the Zeraxians so hostile? Alex asked. They treated us like we were children when we met them. Trill made a sound that might have been a sad laugh. That is how they see all other species. The Zeraxian collective believes they are the most advanced beings in the galaxy. All others exist to serve or be studied. Alan Carter frowned. You mean they're enslaving people? Not enslaving. That implies force, Trill explained. They offer technology and protection. In return, we provide resources and labor. Those who refuse their offers find survival difficult. That doesn't sound like much of a choice, Alex said. Trill touched, a spot on his neck revealing a small metal device embedded in his skin. All Pelton ships carry trackers. We must follow approved routes only. But our engine failed, and we drifted off course. The Zeraxians would not come to help us. Why not? Olivia asked. We are expendable, Trill said simply. If we die, they find more workers. The conference room fell silent as the humans took in this information. Captain, Nathan's voice came urgently over the comm. The Zeraxian patrol. Ship is changing course. They're heading this way. Alex hurried back to the bridge with Trill following behind her. Time until they spot us? 10 minutes, maybe less, Nathan replied. Chief Parker, what's the status on the Pelton ship? Alex called over the comm. Daniel's voice sounded strained. We fixed their life support, but the engine needs parts we don't have. They can't run and they can't hide. Alex looked at Trill. If the Xeraxians find you here, what will they do? Trill's large eyes blinked slowly. Best case? They take us back for punishment. Worst case? They destroy our ship as a warning to others who might disobey. And if they find us helping you? Alex asked. They will see it as interference. They might attack your ship too. Alex paced the bridge, thinking hard. They couldn't leave the Peltons to die, but they couldn't tow their ship to safety in time either. Martinez, can you position the Defiant between the Pelton ship and the patrols? Approach vector, she asked. Kevin nodded. Yes, Captain, but they'll still detect both ships on their sensors. Not if we create some interference, Alex said. Olivia, the gas giant in this system, how dense is its atmosphere? Olivia checked her readings. Very dense. High metallic content too. Perfect, Alex smiled. Kevin, I want you to move both. Our ship's close to the gas giant. We'll use it to mask our signatures. That's risky in their condition, Alan pointed out. Riskier than facing the Xeraxians? Alex countered. She turned to Trill. Can your people handle a short tow operation? We'll use our tractor beam to move your ship. Trill nodded. We can secure our injured. But what happens after we hide? The patrol will search the area. One problem at a time, Alex said. Let's get hidden first. The Defiant's engines hummed as Kevin carefully maneuvered the ship. They extended their tractor beam to the Pelton vessel and slowly began moving toward the massive gas giant that dominated the system. Xeraxian patrol is now 6 minutes out, Nathan reported. Chief Parker, get your people back to our ship, Alex ordered. Dr. Kelly, are all your patients stable enough for this move? Yes, Captain, but I'd like to bring the most injured ones aboard the Defiant, Laura replied. Make it quick, Alex said. As they approached the gas giant, the ships began to shake from its gravitational pull. This is more turbulence than I expected, Kevin said, his hands moving rapidly over his controls. On screen, the gas giant loomed large. Swirling storms of purple and green gas covered its surface. Xeraxian patrol now 4 minutes away, Nathan called out. Take us into the upper atmosphere, Alex ordered. Just enough to mask our signatures. Captain, that's extremely dangerous, Alan protested. The pressure could crush the Pelton ship. Not if we stay in the outermost layer, Alex insisted. Mr. Martinez? Kevin nodded grimly. I can do it, Captain. The Defiant descended toward the gas giant, pulling the damaged Pelton ship behind it. The bridge vibrated as they entered the outer atmosphere. Hull pressure increasing, Samantha reported, from her station. Within acceptable limits, but the Pelton ship is showing stress fractures. Just a little deeper, Alex urged. We need to be completely hidden. Warning lights flashed across Kevin's console as he fought to keep both ships stable in the swirling gases. Xeraxian patrol now entering the system, Nathan announced. Are they scanning for us? Alex asked. Yes. Standard search pattern. They're heading toward the Pelton's last known position. The minutes ticked by slowly as the Defiant and the Pelton ship hid in the planet's atmosphere. The constant shaking made it hard to stand, and several consoles sparked from the strain. The Pelton ship can't take much more of this, Daniel warned, over the comm. Their hull integrity is down to 60%. Just a little longer, Alex said, watching the screen where the Xeraxian patrol ship moved through the system. It was sleek and predatory, scanning methodically. They're completing their search grid, Nathan reported. Still no sign they've detected us. Hull integrity on the Pelton ship at 50%, Daniel called out. Alex gripped the arms of her chair. Hold position, Mr. Martinez. Finally, after what seemed like hours but was only 20 minutes, Nathan smiled. The Xeraxian ship is moving away. They're leaving the system. A collective sigh of relief swept through the bridge. Let's get out of this atmosphere before the Pelton ship falls apart, Alex ordered. Slowly, carefully, Kevin guided both ships back into space. As they emerged from the gas giant's protective cover, the stars became visible again. Trill looked at Alex with new respect in his large eyes. No Xeraxian captain would have risked their ship like that to save us. That's the difference between us, Alex replied. We value lives over rules. Captain, Olivia called from her station. I've been analyzing the data we collected on the Xeraxian patrol ship. I think I found something interesting. What is it? Alex moved to her side. Olivia pointed to her screen. Their scanning pattern was completely predictable. They followed the exact same search grid a computer would design. No variations, no intuition. So they rely heavily on technology and procedure, Alex mused. It's more than that, Olivia continued. I think their entire tactical approach lacks creativity. They're advanced, but rigid. Alex turned to Trill. Is that true? Are the Xeraxians always this predictable? Trill nodded slowly. They believe perfection comes from perfect order. They do not adapt well to the unexpected. For the first time since entering Xeraxian space, Alex smiled. That might be very useful information. With the Xeraxian patrol gone, Alex called a meeting of her senior officers. They gathered around the conference table while Trill sat nearby, still looking nervous despite their escape. We need to get the Pelton ship working again, Alex said. Chief Parker, what's the situation? Daniel ran a hand through his messy hair. Their main drive is completely burned out. We don't have the parts to fix it properly. But? Alex could hear there was more. But, Daniel smiled. I think I can rig something temporary using parts from our shuttle. It won't be pretty and it won't be fast, but it might get them to safety. Do it, Alex said. Where should they go, Trill? Is there somewhere safe for your people? Trill hesitated. There is a small colony of free Peltons beyond Xeraxian space. If we can reach it, we would be welcome there. How far? Asked Kevin. 3 days at our normal speed. Perhaps 10 days with damaged engines. Alex nodded. We'll escort you as far as the border. After that, the ship's alarm suddenly blared, cutting her off. Captain to the bridge. Nathan's voice came urgently through the comm system. Alex and her officers rushed back to their stations. Report, she commanded as she entered the bridge. Multiple ships just appeared at the edge of the system, Nathan said. Not Xeraxian patrol ships, these are much bigger. On the main screen they could see 3 large Xeraxian warships moving in formation. They were at least twice the size of the Defiant and bristled with what appeared to be weapon systems. They must have called for backup when they couldn't find the Pelton ship, Alan said grimly. No. Olivia shook her head, studying her readings. They're not searching. They're running from something. As if to confirm her words, a massive, dark shape appeared behind the Xeraxian ships. It was unlike anything they had seen before. A ship that looked like it was made of rough black stone rather than metal with glowing red lines across its surface. What is that? Alex asked, staring at the screen. Trill made a small sound of fear. Vorax, he whispered. The hunters. You know them? Alex turned to him. Trill nodded, his yellow skin now pale. Even the Xeraxians fear the Vorax. They are predators who take what they want and destroy the rest. On screen, the strange black ship fired at one of the Xeraxian vessels. Bright purple. Energy tore through its sleek silver hull, leaving a gaping hole. The Xeraxian ships are transmitting distress calls, Nathan reported. They're retreating toward the 4th planet in the system. Alex watched the battle with growing concern. Why are they heading to that planet specifically? Olivia checked her sensors. There appears to be a Xeraxian outpost there. Small, maybe a research station or monitoring post. Captain, Alan said quietly, this isn't our fight. We should use this distraction to get the Peltons out of here. Alex didn't respond immediately. She watched as another Xeraxian ship took heavy damage. They're outmatched, Samantha observed from the weapon station. The Vorax ship is too powerful for them. Trill, what do you know about these Vorax? Alex asked. What will they do if they defeat the Xeraxians? They will take what they want. From the outpost, Trill said. Resources, technology, people, anything useful. Then they will destroy what remains. Are there civilians at that outpost? Non-military personnel? Trill nodded. Most likely. The Xeraxians use many species as workers. Alex took a deep breath. We can't just leave them to die. Alan stepped closer to her. Captain, with all due respect, we're one ship. The Xeraxians have 3 warships and they're losing. What could we possibly do? Something unexpected. Alex replied. She turned to Olivia. You said the Xeraxians are predictable, right? They follow patterns? Yes, Olivia confirmed. Their tactics seem to follow strict protocols. And that's why they're losing, Alex realized. Samantha, what do you think? Could we make a difference here? Samantha studied the battle on screen. The Xeraxians are fighting like they're following a textbook. Same formations, same attack patterns. The Voreks seem to have figured out their moves in advance. So we do something they won't expect, Alex decided. Nathan, open a channel to the lead Xeraxian ship. Captain, are you sure about this? Alan asked, concern clear in his voice. No, Alex admitted. But I'm sure we can't watch those people die if we can help. Nathan worked his console. Channel open, Captain. This is Captain Alexandra Woods of the Earthship Defiant. We see you, are under attack and offer assistance. For a long moment there was no response. Then a Xeraxian face appeared on screen. It wasn't Vex, but this Xeraxian had the same blue-gray skin and 4 arms. One of those arms was clearly injured. Human vessel, the Xeraxian said, surprise evident even in its alien features. This is Commander Krell. You should leave this system immediately. This conflict does not concern your species. It concerns anyone who values life, Alex replied firmly. We have observed your battle tactics. With respect, Commander, they're not working against this enemy. You dare to criticize our military approach? Krell seemed offended. The Xeraxian Collective has the most advanced combat systems in the galaxy. And yet you're losing, Alex pointed out bluntly. We can help, but you need to coordinate with us. Another explosion rocked one of the Xeraxian ships in the background. Krell looked away for a moment, then back at Alex. What do you propose, human? The Voreks have adapted to your tactics, Alex explained. We need to do something they won't predict. My weapons specialist has a plan. Samantha stepped forward. Your ships keep attacking in formation. It's elegant but predictable. We need to create chaos. Krell's expression was hard to read, but he seemed reluctant. Chaotic combat is inefficient. Efficient. Tactics that fail are worse than messy tactics that work, Alex said. Commander, we don't have time to debate this. That outpost is going to be destroyed if we don't act now. After another moment of hesitation, Krell nodded. What do you require of us? Alex smiled. First, we need your ships to break formation. Then we're going to use the gas giant to our advantage. For the next few minutes, Samantha outlined a plan that clearly made the Xeraxian commander uncomfortable. It involved unpredictable maneuvers, using the planet's gravity for slingshot attacks and coordinated but irregular firing patterns. This approach lacks precision, Krell complained. That's the point, Alex explained. The Voreks are expecting precision from you. They won't expect this. As they finished discussing the plan, the massive Voreks ship began moving toward the Xeraxian outpost, apparently confident it had defeated the defenders. We have to move now, Alex urged. Are you with us, Commander? Krell studied her for a long moment. Against my better judgment, yes. But know this, human. If your plan fails, the collective will hold your species responsible. Fair enough, Alex replied. Let's show these Voreks what happens when they pick a fight in this part of space. She ended the transmission and turned to her crew. All of them looked back at her with a mixture of fear and determination. This is either the bravest or the stupidest thing we've ever done, Alan remarked. Probably both, Alex agreed with a small smile. Battle stations, everyone. Let's hope these Xeraxians can learn to think outside their box. The Defiant moved into position alongside the damaged Xeraxian warships. The massive Vorax vessel loomed ahead, its black surface absorbing light rather than reflecting it. The glowing red lines across its hull pulsed like blood vessels. Their Powering up weapons again, Samantha reported from her station, targeting the outpost this time. Are the Xeraxian ships ready? Alex asked. Nathan nodded. Commander Krell confirms they're in position, but he doesn't sound happy about it. He'll be less happy if we all die, Alex said. Mr. Martinez, begin. Approach pattern, just like we planned. Kevin's hands moved confidently over his controls. Yes, Captain. Beginning irregular approach. Unlike the Xeraxian ships, which typically moved in straight, efficient lines, the Defiant began a series of unpredictable zigzags toward the Vorax vessel. One Xeraxian ship reluctantly followed their lead, while the other two spread out to different positions. The Vorax ship is tracking the largest Xeraxian vessel, Olivia reported. They haven't adjusted to our movement pattern yet. Perfect, Alex said. Samantha, ready weapons. Target their propulsion system once we're in range. Ready, Captain? Alex watched the screen intently as they closed in on the enemy. Now, Kevin, dive pattern. The Defiant suddenly dropped below the plane of battle, then curved up sharply toward the underside of the Vorax ship. At the same time, two Xeraxian vessels fired from different angles. The Vorax ship's shields flared with energy as they absorbed the Xeraxian attack, but they weren't prepared for the Defiant's position. Fire, Alex ordered. The Defiant's weapons struck the Vorax ship where its shields were weakest. The impact caused the enemy vessel to shudder visibly. Direct hit, Samantha called out. Their shield strength is dropping on the lower quadrant. All ships, focus fire on that section, Alex ordered over the open channel to the Xeraxian ships. For a moment it seemed Commander Krell might ignore her. Then all three Xeraxian vessels adjusted their positions and concentrated their fire where the Defiant had struck. The Vorax ship turned, trying to protect its vulnerable area. Its weapons fired back, catching one Xeraxian ship with a glancing blow. They're adapting to our pattern, Olivia warned. We need to change it up again. Alex nodded. Kevin, take us into the debris field from that damaged moon. Samantha, prepare for close-range firing once we emerge. Captain, those fragments could damage our hull, Alan cautioned. The Vorax won't expect us to risk it, Alex replied. Commander Krell, have your ships continue the frontal assault. We're going to flank them through the debris. The Xeraxian. Commander's voice came through with obvious reluctance. Acknowledged, human captain, this tactic is unconventional. That's why it will work, Alex assured him. The Defiant dove into the floating rock fragments that had once been a small moon. Kevin expertly guided the ship through the dangerous field, while the Xeraxian ships engaged the Vorax vessel head-on. Hull integrity at 90%, reported Alan as small rocks scraped against their shields. 85%. Almost there, Kevin said through gritted teeth. Every move required split-second timing to avoid larger impacts. On screen, they could see the battle continuing. The Vorax ship was focusing entirely on the Xeraxian vessels, unaware of the Defiant's flanking maneuver. In position, Kevin announced as they cleared the debris field directly behind the Vorax ship. Target their engine exhaust ports, Alex ordered. Fire everything we've got. The Defiant unleashed its full weapons array at the Vorax ship's propulsion system. At the same moment, the Xeraxian vessels intensified their frontal assault. Caught. Between the coordinated attacks, the Vorax ship's shields finally collapsed on one side. The Defiant's weapons struck true, causing a series of explosions along the enemy vessel's rear section. Their main power system is fluctuating, Olivia reported excitedly. I think we damaged their core. The Vorax ship began to turn slowly, its movements now sluggish. The glowing red lines across its hull flickered irregularly. They're powering up their jump drive, Nathan warned. They're trying to escape. Not today, Alex said firmly. Commander Krell, target their navigation array before they can jump. The Xeraxian ships responded immediately, focusing their fire on a specific section of the Vorax vessel. There was a brilliant flash of energy as something critical was hit. The Vorax ship listed to one side, clearly crippled. After a few moments, it began moving slowly away from the outpost, limping back toward the edge of the system. They're retreating, Nathan confirmed. A cheer went up across the Defiant's bridge. Alex smiled but remained focused. Stay alert. Make sure they're actually leaving. They watched tensely as the damaged Vorik ship crawled away, finally disappearing in a flash of distorted space as it managed to activate its damaged jump drive. They're gone, Olivia confirmed after checking her sensors. I don't detect any Vorax presence in the system. Commander Krell's face appeared on the main screen. The Xeraxian looked different somehow. His usual rigid posture was slightly relaxed, and there was something new in his expression. Your tactics were effective, Captain Woods, he admitted. Unorthodox, but effective. Sometimes the unexpected works better than the most efficient plan, Alex replied. Krell seemed to consider this. The outpost reports minimal damage. Many lives were saved by your intervention. I'm glad we could help. I must report this incident to the High Council, Krell continued. Your presence in our space, your assistance, all of it. Alex nodded. I understand. What of the Pelton vessel? Krell asked suddenly. Alex hesitated, unsure how to respond. We detected them hiding near the gas giant, Krell explained. Their energy signature is distinctive. They had engine trouble, Alex said carefully. We were helping them repair it. Krell was silent for a moment. Under normal circumstances, they would be detained for violating their travel authorization. And now? Alex asked. Now? Krell paused. Now I find myself questioning certain protocols. You helped us when you had no obligation to do so. Perhaps we can extend the same consideration. Relief washed over Alex. Thank you, Commander. Not misunderstand, human, Krell added quickly. This does not change the collective's assessment of your species, but it does complicate it. Progress is progress, Alex smiled. After the communication ended, Alex turned to her crew. They looked tired but proud. Captain, Nathan called from his station. I'm receiving a transmission from Earth Command. They want a full report on RE. Diplomatic mission. Alex laughed softly. Well, that's going to be an interesting conversation. Tell them we've made first contact with 2 alien species, violated the territorial boundaries of an advanced civilization, participated in an interstellar battle, and possibly changed the Xeraxians' view of humanity, all in our first week out here. What do we do now? Alan asked. Alex looked at her brave crew, then at the stars on the view screen. Now we continue our mission, Commander. There's a whole galaxy out there, and I think we've just proven that humanity has something valuable to offer it. As the Defiant prepared to escort the Pelton ship to safety, word was already spreading through the Xeraxian collective about the small human vessel that had done the impossible. They had laughed at humanity once, but no one was laughing now.